For my assessment, I observed my daughter's preschool class on April 7th, 2017, at Olive Knolls Christian Preschool in Bakersfield, California. The teacher is Miss Julia C. I sat and observed their daily routines, assignments they had to do, and different activities they all participated in. It was interesting to see how my daughter interacted with other students and how different each student was in the classroom. Each student had their own personalities, and while some paid attention to the teacher, many of them were often distracted. The teacher was very interactive with the children and made sure to keep their attention as much as possible. While I was observing, I was thinking back on the different assessments we had learned from our textbook. I was aligning screening assessments, which provides an overview of learning, with how I was observing the students. Screening assessments are designed to efficiently recognize those youngsters who need more thorough and detailed assessment. In this particular class, there was a student who clearly had some learning disabilities. He was often not listening, doing the things he wanted to do, and not following directions. Once the class had went to take their afternoon nap, I talked with Miss Julia and asked her about him. She had told me she had recognized his issues that he was having, and she talked to his parents about more in-depth assessments. For example, a diagnostic assessment, which produced a comprehensive, in-depth evaluation of performance. She told me that his parents feel that he might fall onto the autism spectrum or has ADHD. While I was talking with the teacher, I asked her what other assessments she uses for her students. She discussed that she is constantly looking for materials for the students to work on each week. Some activities are more interactive than others, and she observes how well the students are understanding material. I understood this to be the way of incorporating formative assessments. According to OB and SAP, formative assessments are ongoing assessments that teacher uses during the work that is being completed. The results of formative assessments give a direct impact on the teaching materials and strategies employed immediately following the assessments. I feel that I received a great view on how assessments are used in early childhood education. I agree with Ms. Julia's way of assessing the children in her classroom. With the children being so young and full of energy, it's often difficult to assess them with testing or something measured like a diagnostic assessment. She is able to see which child adapt quicker than others and which ones listen and follow directions better. These are her way of using minor screening assessments. The ultimate purpose of screening in early childhood is rapid assessment of large groups of children to identify those who need more in-depth assessment of special needs. She was able to identify the student who has some special needs while in the classroom and was able to inform the parents of his actions. The parents can use the screening information for when their son goes into elementary school and provide them the information to better assess him. The parents also have the option of getting their son a diagnostic assessment, which will provide useful information for his future educators to focus attention on classroom relevant skill students need to learn. As I was sitting there talking to Miss Julia about the different assessments she was implementing in her classroom, I realized that these were the best ways of learning about her students. Many preschoolers are learning how to act outside of the comforts of their home and being around other children. The classroom environment is new to them, and they often need help from their teacher to focus. With screening assessments, she is able to observe the general learning behaviors and adjust accordingly, and which material she would give them to learn. Overall, observing this class was an eye-opening experience. The challenges that present themselves to the teacher every day are informative. I was thoroughly impressed on how assessments are given without any knowledge to the child and how Miss Julia is able to adjust accordingly. I felt that the assessments are necessary in the classroom and beneficial overall.